Hi, ladies. Your energy is naturally designed to move up and out of you. You are a spiritual vessel, first and foremost. And so that kind of gets a lot of energy stuck up here, especially if you're in a 9 to 5 grind, if you're in boss babe mode, if you're overly into your masculine energy, that can create a lot of blockages. So because we're a natural spiritual vessel and our energy is moving up and out, the process is to come into the body. That's where your power is. And the way to do that is through embarking on a daily journey of pleasure. And this doesn't necessarily just mean sexual pleasure. Pleasure is about the small things, the nice clothes that you're wearing, getting ready in the morning, making yourself feel beautiful, making others feel beautiful, going to get a pedicure or taking a walk through your garden, anything that pleases you. In my years as an intuitive healer, the thing that I've noticed the most is that people are really disconnected from noticing what pleases them. What are 3 things that you've done that pleased you today? What are 3 of your desires in life? When you start asking yourself these questions, you become the embodied temple of the feminine, because you're allowing life to then give you those things. When you switch your perspective as a woman to giving in order to receive, that's the we're not going to do that anymore, to what can I receive? How can I receive what pleases me? What makes me laugh? What is fun for me? That's when life goes ding, ding, ding. Okay, great. This is a person, this is a woman in her feminine embodiment, and she's ready to receive. So by pleasing yourself, you are requesting energetically that more pleasing things come your way, more people come your way that are willing to give to you, that are willing to worship you. I truly believe that women are designed to be worshipped. Now, we don't necessarily live in a culture that supports that. So this is about, if you want to go on this journey, are you willing to kind of crack away all the limitations and all the ideas to start pursuing yourself? When you decentralize pleasing others, pleasing men, pleasing people at work, and you start centralizing yourself, especially if you have kids, especially if you have family and lots of commitment, then life starts to imbue you with all other things that will please you, that will worship you. And this is not about like running amok, right? A lot of us have external responsibilities, but how can we, in those responsibilities, find more things that please us? How can we be pleasure researchers when we're stuck in traffic? How can we bring more fun when we're out to dinner and there's an awkward conversation? And believe me, you will encounter people who don't appreciate the light, because what it does is illuminates that theirs is not on. However, you become more powerful when you flip your own light switch on. Being a woman means that you have natural healing abilities. No matter how you identify, okay, this is not to say that every woman is meant to be 100% feminine and every man is meant to be 100% masculine. No, this is about, if you want to live inside your body, if you want to engage in more magnetism, more feminism, more receiving, right? Then you have to find what pleases you first, and it turns on this light that then creates such a vortex of actual spiritual, magnetic, healing energy that everyone around you gets blessed under that light. So many women have their light turned off and they're trying to give and give and give, and they're empty. And then they don't know what pleases them. They don't know what feels good. They just go about this life where nothing really feels right or inspired. The feminine and the masculine live in a mix within each and every person. I find myself running mostly 80% feminine and 20% masculine. When I have to work on the computer and analyze and send emails, like, it's me going out and doing things. However, when I can revert myself mostly in my life to seeking fun, seeking excitement, right? Then it's like a magnetic pull. Life begins to give you those things. And when you begin that journey, you're really going to notice it doesn't take a whole lot of work. It just takes a lot of practice. So in the pleasure coaching sessions that I offer, that's what it is. It's kind of like positive psychology. Like, what are we doing today for pleasure? How can we psychically look at you to adjust you for pleasure? How can we use the biofield tuning mechanisms to adjust you for pleasure? Because there can be a lot of old programming in the way of you seeking yourself. Think of yourself as the spiritual being. You are so connected to spirit that is the blessing of being a woman. You get to share that light with other people, and men or people in their masculine want to then send you energy, want to then protect you and enable you so that they can continue being in your light. Again, this is like an overarching theme, okay? And it's if you want it. Do you want this magnetic life where you don't have to put in a lot of effort, where you don't have to struggle and strive? I think so. I do. And what I've found is that it's not so much about not encountering pain or contrast in our life, because that's the designation of being human. But there can be pleasure in crying. There can be like cathartic, like talking to a friend of like, this is what I'm dealing with today. And like, however, it's not in a complaining aspect, because that just gives power away. It's more about setting it out and having another person receive you as that container so you can continue moving forward in seeking your light. And see, I don't really like to say seeking light, right? Because it's like the feminine is light, it is dark, it is all things. And when you realize that it's okay to cry, to be emotional about things, to not get work done, to just lay in bed in your amazing, cozy, fur-lined robe, like whatever. Only you can decide what pleases you. And being a pleasure researcher in your life, you're gonna try and go out and do things and realize, oh yeah, that definitely was not for me. Like, I was a pleasure researcher last night. I was like, okay, I'm gonna take myself on a date. And it was a Monday night. I got dressed up. I felt beautiful. I was wearing heels, did my makeup. And I went to like a new bar that I had never been to. And as soon as I got there, there was like 2 other people there. And I thought I was going to like this like fancy hoity-toity bar. And as soon as I get there, the only bartender looks me up and down and goes, "What can I get you?" Like, it's just so rude. And in my mind, I'm like, damn, okay, this is gonna be one of those moments where I just have to laugh. Like, maybe this didn't end up being my place, but at least I went out and did something, right? At least I did the research. I'll know not to go back to that place, but I still found enjoyment in being a participant in this play where someone was projecting so heavily on me that all I had to do was laugh. Not everything is going to bring you ha and like big orgasmic pleasure. Some things are subtle. Some things are really about examining. And that's why it's important to be in your body. Because when you're in your body, you can notice sensation more. And sometimes it's a process of like when you actually begin to tune into your body again, you're like, oh God, there's pain in there. Well, then the pain needs to be felt. The pain needs to be danced out and moaned out and just gotten out so that you can make space for pleasure. Believe me when I tell you, like, I'm an emotional being. I cry, I get angry, but I do it like a child. I do it so outwardly and so expressively that it leaves no room for confusion for the other person or myself. And then I bounce right back and I'm like, oh yeah, I'm feeling much better right now. That to me is pleasurable. Like, I allow myself to feel so deeply. I'm so in my body that I am a strong magnet. So if all you can do today is go outside for a walk and notice the little spring blooms and get really close to one and to start to touch it and feel the silkiness of it, or notice the wind at your face. Notice sensations become sensational. That's your direct guide toward your natural intuitiveness as a woman. When you step back into your body and you get into your sensations, you will be divinely led at all times. That's how intuition works. So I hope you enjoyed this rambling, and if you are excited to start this journey of healing and pleasure focus, Holy Harlots, which is what I have coined it, is now live on the website, and let's work together.